Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Y'all, it is reveal day and it is about to get good. Stay tuned. So welcome and thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And as most of you know, I am doing a collaboration with Norrine, who is the Crafty Organizer here on YouTube. And what we decided to do was to create something for a small space or a rental space or a dorm room that would give you some additional storage, but not take up a whole lot of space. And I am just super excited about this whole project. So my part of the project was to create a mini pegboard that Norrine will then take and add to her part of the project, which was building a small bookcase. And so our focus was to do this with limited spaces and limited budgets in mind. So I'm going to first show you what I've made. Then I'll do a tutorial of each one of the components of that pegboard system. And you'll be amazed at how inexpensive it is to add storage to your home, whether it's a small space or a large space. These ideas can be taken and used in so many ways. So I'm holding this up and I hope that you're able to see what I have created. So my pegboard is 18.5 by 24, and you can turn it sideways or you can keep it the way that I have it. But we have two shelves. We have a message center here, which I absolutely love. Then we have this basket here at the bottom that will hold a lot of goodies, y'all. You can put glue, tape, big old spatula, whatever it is you might want to put in it. And then on this side, I love everything about this board, but I love these cups. And these cups are standard styrofoam cups that I reinforced in the bottom to prevent poke-throughs, but they will hold quite a bit of goodies. I can take my scissors, I can take my scoring tool, I can take all types of things and put it in here. I can take some of my colored pencils and put them in here. You have so many little ways that you can use this as storage. Then if you're using it for non-crafty, you could use this as a storage system for your makeup brushes, your nail polishes. There are so many different ways that you can use this, but I absolutely love this pegboard system and I cannot wait to see it on Norrine's project. Y'all, it is going to be fabulous. So if you're interested in learning how I made the components, keep watching this video because I will have a tutorial on all of the components. So y'all know what time it is. It is time to make it. All right, y'all, so here is everything that we're going to need to make the components of that pegboard. We're going to be using some foam board, and I get my foam board from Hobby Lobby. I have 3 styrofoam cups. They're 16 ounces. These were a part of a Dollar Tree pack. And then I have that beautiful contact paper that I'll be using that also comes from the Dollar Tree. So here's the price breakdown of what I'm using here. My contact paper is going to be $1. My foam board is going to cost me $1.20 because I started with a piece of foam board that cost me $3.60 that I got from Hobby Lobby at 40% off. So when I cut that into thirds, I have $1.20 invested in my foam board that you see right here because I'm able to cut all of these pieces out from 1/3 of a full piece of foam board. Then I have my Dollar Tree cups and I'm using 3 of those out of a pack of 20. So each one of these cups is 5 cents a piece. So I have 15 cents here, $1.20 here, so that's $1.35, and then my contact paper, which is $1. So right now I have $2.35 invested in making the components for the pegboard. So in foam board, you're going to need the following pieces. I have 2 pieces that measure 3.5 by 3 3/4. I have 3 pieces that measure 3 7/8 by 13, and I have 2 pieces that measure 6 by 13. We are going to start with the 6 by 13 inch pieces. And what I'm going to do is just place down a couple of strips of tape And I placed down the tape so that I could join these two pieces of 6 by 13 inch foam together. So I am just going to stand these up. Try to get them as even as I can. And then I'll put them together. And this is some nice dense foam board. So you can see that it will not bend because I've got it double stacked. So you have a nice sturdy shelf here. So I am going to grab some of my contact paper, and I have removed the backer sheet from my contact paper. And I'm not providing dimensions on the contact paper because you just need to cut enough so that you can do a wraparound on your board. So I'm laying down my shelf piece, and then I'm going to flip it over, make sure I don't have any bubbling, and I'll go over to the other side as well and just sort of pull back to smooth out those bubbles. And then I'll use my big old spatula to get everything nice and bubble free. So now I'm going to use my finger blade, and we are just going to do some miter cuts. So I'm mitering at the edges on all 4 sides, the same way we would do if this was chipboard. So let's do that final side. And when you're finished, you're going to have something that looks like this. I'm going to take this bottom piece here, pull it up, wrap it over, and then I'll take this piece. We're going to pull it up and wrap it over. Then I'll take this piece, pull it up, make sure I don't have any air bubbles. Use my big old spatula to go in and get that nice and stuck. Then we'll flip it around. We'll take this piece and just do our final wrap around. And there we have a nice, beautiful shelf. All right, y'all, so now we're going to go ahead and make that nice little box. I'm going to take one piece of my 3 7/8 by 13, place it down. I'm going to take my second piece of 3 7/8 by 13, but when I place it down, I need to place it down so that when I fold this up, I have room. So what I did was I'm just going to fold it, and now I know where I need to place it. So now we're going to place down our third piece of 3 7/8 by 13. Just make sure that you are giving yourself the right amount of spacing. Remove my fingers out from under there. So I'm just going to trim away that excess. Now I'm going to flip this over just to make sure that I don't have any wrinkles, and I can see that I do have wrinkles on that third piece that I put down. So I am just going to start lifting, and I'll start putting it down again so that I can get rid of the wrinkles. Now we'll have a piece that looks like this. We are going to once again miter. And then I'll just stand it up and pull this piece over. And I'll pull this piece over. Take my side pieces and pull them over. Make sure I don't have any bubbling. And if I do, it really is as simple as lifting and straightening out those bubbles. And I'll do the other side. So I am going to lift this. And when you do yours, don't write on yours the way that I wrote on mine, because if you're using the contact paper, it will show through. So I am just pulling this, trying to work out those bubbles if I have any. And now we have this. This is actually going to be our nice little box. And then to cover the inside, I am just going to take a piece of my contact paper, and I have cut the contact paper to 8 by 10, and I'm just going to place it down. I need to peel away and get rid of that bubbling that's in the middle. Got a nice big old bubble in the middle, so I'm just going to peel that back. Smooth out that bubble. And now we have the base for our shelf. Now what I'm going to do, you might want to do it differently. So I'm actually going to take my side piece and I'm going to leave it as a raw edge because I like that white look that I get on the side. If you want to cover yours with contact paper or other paper that might match your studio, go ahead and do that. But I am going to leave this one raw just like that because it has a nice finish on it. And this is going to be very easy to do because I'm going to use my handy dandy Reptile Glue. So before you glue it in, make sure you do that test fit so that you don't have any surprises with it not fitting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to be very generous with that glue. And I'm going to place glue on 3 sides of the foam. And then I'm going to take this, place it on the inside like you guys always see me do. Bring up that back. Bring up that front. And we're going to press down and squeeze in from here to here. So we're just basically squeezing in. Now I can tell you that it's going to take a while for this glue to set. So with this part of your project, you need to be very patient because you do need to allow this glue to set up and harden. So y'all, what I'm going to do is I am going to take some washi tape after I have pressed down and I have everything nice and tight. I am going to take some washi tape while squeezing in, and I'm going to use that washi tape as sort of a clamp. And I'll do the same thing here at the top. So I'm going to place down some washi, and I'm pulling this as tight as I can get it without tearing that washi tape. And then I'm sticking it down. And then I'm going to take some washi and place that washi on the bottom. Bring it up and over so that I can make sure that I have the base hitting as well. So basically what I'm doing is just building a little washi clamp system. I'm putting that washi from front to back and top to bottom. and pulling it nice and tight. So I want to make sure that that glue is continuing to touch the base and the side so that once this dries, it is stuck, it is not going anywhere. So now we'll bring in that second side piece, do the same thing. I am going to add my glue to 3 edges. And we're just going to place it inside. Might get a little messy for just a second, but we're going to place it in and press it down. And then we're going to do the same thing with that washi. We're going to take that washi tape and wrap it around so that we know that we have everything nice and tight. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I apologize if I have been out of frame for some of this because this is a large piece. And sometimes when I'm looking at it, it might look like I'm in frame and then I realize I'm not. So we're getting that nice and tight. We'll flip it over to the bottom. And then we'll bring that washi up over the top, making sure that we have everything nice and stuck. So what I'm going to do with this one is I am actually going to let this dry completely overnight before I do anything else to it. But hopefully you're able to get a look at how I looped the tape up and over so that we can keep this held in place nice and tight. Give that reptile glue a chance to do its thing. And then once it dries, we're going to have a nice little box to go with our shelf. And so now we're just going to use some of our contact paper to dress up our cups. Very simple. So what I'm going to do is I am basically going to cut out around some of these flowers that are on here. Not cutting exact. And the reason why I'm not cutting exact is because the background is white. The styrofoam cup is white. You won't even notice. I'm not being overly neat the way I would if I was truly doing some fussy cutting. I am just getting enough so that I can put it on my cup. And then I'll take it and place it down. And it really is just a matter of placing it however you want it. So if I need to peel away to get it nice and stuck, I can do that. And then I can just go over this with my big old spatula to make sure I have everything nice and smooth. And isn't that adorbs? We took a plain white styrofoam cup and made it look like it was way more than that. So then to protect the base of the styrofoam cup, I drew myself a little insert, and I just traced the bottom of the cup, and I am tracing out this circle. Just cut that piece away, and then I'm going to trim out inside of the circle. So I'm going to take this and just put it down to make sure it's going to fit, and I can see that I need to trim away just a little more. And then I'm just going to take my circle. I have 2 more pieces cut out of that lightweight chipboard, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut these. Since I know I have a pretty good fit, I'm going to go ahead and just cut 2 more circles, and I'll clean those up in just a minute, but I want to go ahead and get them cut out. All right, so basically what I did was I cut out 3 circles, and then I'm going to take some of my leftover contact paper, place these circles down on that contact paper so that when you look inside of the cups, if you're looking inside of the cups, everything will look pretty good. So I'm just going to trim out 1 so that I can finish it with you guys. So I'm just going to trim around. Okay, so once I have that circle trimmed, I am just going to go ahead and add just a little bit of glue so that that circle, once it's in place, will not go anywhere. Then I'll take my circle and just drop it in, and you see that we have this nice protected bottom layer of our cups. If we put something in there, having that layer in there should help keep it from poking through. So, great way to use styrofoam cups. I'm going to go ahead and do the other two off camera, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I have decorated my 3 beautiful styrofoam cups. I have the insides covered. So we have 3 extra storage areas that we can now use to place pencils, pens, glue, whatever it is you want to try to place in yours. So finally, the last thing that I have is one of these Dollar Tree chalkboards. And on mine, I was able to use my Crocodile Big Bite to punch 2 holes in the top. If you don't have a Crocodile Big Bite, you can apply yours to a piece of 8.5 by 7.5 inch foam board and use it that way. Or you could trim the foam board down even more if you didn't want as much white space showing. So all I'm going to do to make sure that this stays stuck is I am going to use my Reptile, and I'm being very, very generous with this. And again, this is going to need plenty of time to dry because we are applying it to a non-porous surface, and so we need to give it some additional time to dry. I am going to take this, place it down. If you want, you can cover your white paper in the contact paper. I just decided to leave mine plain because I like that black on white look, and it goes along with the whole theme of this project. So once this dries, you can punch 2 holes right here and mount it to your pegboard, and you will have a beautiful little message center on that pegboard. So I am going to take some washi and just put some washi on this so that I can make sure that it's making good contact and we get a good stick. So I'm just going to pull that tight and get that nice and stuck. And I'll put one over here and get it nice and stuck. And so then when I pull away that washi, I'm going to have a sweet little message board. And this is a good way to get that message board if you don't have a way of punching holes in the actual chalkboard itself. So I am going to bring all of my components back in. It's going to be a little bit difficult getting them all into frame. So I do have them in as best I can so that y'all can see all of this goodness. We have a message board, we have a shelf, we have a box, and we have some storage cups that we will put on that super awesome pegboard that is going to sit atop that absolutely adorable bookcase that Norrine, the Crafty Organizer, has created.
I am so excited I got to do this collaboration with Sherry from the Posh Paper Lady. This cart is double-sided. It was under $50 to make, and look at all the storage you get from this. With the amazing storage solutions in this unit, as well as the beautiful storage options that Sherry has come up with, I feel like this is a must for every craft and art room. So if you're interested in how to make this, let me know that Sherry sent you over and stop by the Crafty Organizer, and let Sherry know how much you love these storage pieces that she made. They're always so beautifully made and so many options on how you can customize it for your own. But I'm really excited about how this came together, and I hope that you like what Sherry and I have done. Make sure you let us know in the comments below what you think.
So y'all, I hope that you have enjoyed this awesome collaboration showing you ways that you can use small spaces, rental spaces, wherever you might need some additional storage. Super simple solutions to be able to get that storage. Y'all, please don't forget to go over and subscribe to Norrine, the Crafty Organizer. I have her listed below in the description box. You will not be disappointed. So I hope that you have liked this video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.